Hey guys, this is Ernest Boniface Makulilo EBM talking to you from my home office in Belton, Missouri, United States of America. Today I'm going to talk about procedures after winning the green card lottery. What really happens when you win the green card lottery? We are talking more about how to apply and to encourage you to apply in order to win the green card lottery. But one of the most frequently asked questions I've been receiving from you is the US government going to pay for my flight ticket? Am I going to be given the house to stay? Am I going to be given a job? What happens after winning? How much money do I need to have? Things of that nature are very important to know. So I'm going to break down to you through this audio and explain it step by step. Hopefully we'll be able to guide you in a very proper way and make your all answers okay and you easier way or easier path to apply for the green card lottery and be able to win and successfully process to come to the United States of America. So if you apply for the green card lottery, and by the way, in case you do not know about green card lottery, I've made a lot of videos and audios about green card lottery. In a very high level, green card is just a nickname, official nickname. And the card itself, by the way, it is green. At one point it was white, but it is green. It is a US permanent residence status. So there are so many ways of getting green card. One of those ways is getting green card through lottery system. And I have to make it clear from the beginning. Don't come to me and ask, hey Ernest, when is the green card in Canada is going to take place? Or green card in Australia? There is no any other country on the planet which has the green card lottery system. Only United States of America. So if you want to get scammed, start looking for green card in Australia, start looking for green card in Canada. All those are scams. Green card is only in the United States of America. No country on planet except US which has a process of giving permanent residency through a lottery system. Only United States of America. So we are talking about the biggest process in the world, one of the kind in this world. So every time when you want to apply, you go to apply online, but you don't apply anytime you want. You apply on the specified period of time for application. And that time is October, the first week of October until the first week of November. The actual dates of the application usually are posted at least a week or 2 weeks before the lottery started. So the middle of September or the last week of September is when they are going to post, the US government is going to post the actual dates of application. And once the actual dates of the application are there, you know the rules, you start applying when the application is going to be open. I'm not going to talk about the rules, about how to apply and all these things. I'm going to talk, now you have applied, what next? That is the most important question I've been receiving, and I want to clear this out to make sure that you know for sure what happens. But before I start that one, I want to make sure you have to know that from 2019, this year 2019, going on forward, so for all the green card from this year going forward, the US government has introduced the new requirement, the new regulation that all applicants, they have to include the passport number in the application form. For that case, if you don't have a passport right now, make sure you find a way to get a passport, a travel document from your country. Then you put the passport number. I know it might look like it's not a very good way. It might look like this is just another way to stop some other people to come to America. No. There are so many scams that have been going on. There are so many people doing some forgeries. Someone can go to your social media to take your name, can go to your social media, get your date of birth and where you were born and put there, and if you win, someone can make those new identity and come with you. So those are the things US government is trying to overcome. And through passport number, because you don't put your passport number on Facebook, you don't put passport number on your Instagram page. So for that case, it creates a sense of security and not people to be able to still take your identity of that nature. So it is for the matter of protection. So it is advantage for people who have passport. That means it will go to reduce the number of applicants, because each year at least 6 million people are applying and only 50,000 people are the one selected. So it's a very tough competition. So you apply. Let's say for the people who applied last year in the year 2018, they applied for the what we call the V2020. By the V2020 is the year majority of people will be coming to America. That is the meaning. So people applied in October 2018. The results come out in May. They came out May 7th this year, 2019. Then process of starting the interview is starting in October this year. Is starting in October 1st and 2019 until September 30th of 2020, meaning majority of people will be coming in the year of 2020. So when we are talking about the upcoming green card lottery, this year is 2019, meaning we are applying for the DV 2021. So don't get confused. When we say we are applying for the DV 2021, 2021 is the year majority of people, over 90% will be coming. So will be coming in the year 2021. So you are applying in the first week of October 2019 until the first week of October 2019. And first week of October until the first week of November 2019. Results come out between 1st and 10th of May 2020. So once the results come out, then application, people are going to be interviewed from October 1st, 2020 to September 30th, 2021. So majority of people will be coming in the year 2021. So that's why we call the V2021. So you apply in the year 2019. Results will come out in May. How do you go to check the results? You put your name, your last name. And your last name is your family name. If my name is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, last name is last name, the end, the final name. Because this is another thing which I didn't know. Like everyone, someone is going to be put your last name, is going to put the full name. Not the full name, your last name. Your father's surname, whatever, the surname you put, that's the one you're going to put. You put your last name, then you put your year of birth, then you put the confirmation number. Once you apply the green card lottery, you are given the confirmation number. Nowadays, you can be able to retrieve the confirmation number, but 3-4 years ago, if you lose confirmation number, it's over. So to avoid that, just take a picture. Don't write down those letters. You might confuse between 0 and O. You might confuse between I and 1. So to avoid this confusion, take a picture. After taking that picture, take the picture and send it to your email, because it is very difficult to lose your email. So take a picture of confirmation number, send it to your email. Send it to your inbox email. For that case, that confirmation number will be there. So you put your confirmation number, you put your last name, you put the year of birth. You'll find either of the two answers. Your entry has not been selected in bold capital letters. That means you didn't win. Or your entry has been selected. That means you have won. So if your entry has not been selected, you didn't win. Okay, I know there is the instruction that don't lose your confirmation number until September. That means if you have never looked your results, wait, you can keep looking your results until September. But it doesn't mean that there is a second selection. If you see your results you have not been selected, that, Ernest, can I go to check the results next month? Maybe they will change their mind. They are not changing their minds. They have already selected 50,000 people. It's over. So once the results are posted there, it's final. So there is no about second selection, third selection. No, it's final and conclusive. It's over. So once your entry is not selected, just wait for the next season to apply again. Then your entry has been selected, means you have won the green card lottery. If you have won the green card lottery, you will see, you call the first notification, the first letter. You will get the letter from PDF. It is there. You can download it, the letter. The official letter with the US government seal, it will tell you you have been selected, you have won the green card lottery. It will give, the first thing to give you, it will give you a case number. This is one of the most important number in your life. I can simply say that way, because it determines the further processes. So the case number, it starts with the year of the DV lottery. So we are talking about, for instance, people who applied last year, their case number will start with the 2020, then AF for Africa, AS for Asia, EU, whatever for Europe. So it will have the first year of the lottery. So if you come out in May 2020 to see your results, if you have won, it will be 2021, AF for Africa, AS for for Asia, EU for Europe, and all other continents. So because the lottery is categorized in terms of regions, then it will have certain numbers. It will be 000, then maybe 7,050, whatever, 52, or 41,000 something. So it will start with a 000, then the number will be coming from there. So what does that mean? The case number is the one determining when are you going to be called for the interview. For instance, let's say I said like people are starting to be called for the interview from the month of October until September of the following year. How do they determine who has to come in October, who has to come in November, who has to come in another month? So if you go to the Google search and write Department of State Visa Bulletin, or just write Visa Bulletin July, they will give you each category of visa is going to be issued, and then there will be a part they are talking about diversity visa lottery, the numbers which are processing. So they will say maybe from month of October to November, we will process from 0 to 5,000. So any person with the case number below 5,000 will be called for the interview. Maybe November and December will be taking up to 15,000, things of that nature. So if your number is closer to 50,000, that means you'll be waiting until nearby September, maybe July, August, the following year, when is the time for you to go for the interview. So the case number is the one determining when you are going to go for the interview. So don't start like you are winning today the green card lottery, assuming tomorrow you are going to get into the plane or to go to the US embassy to be getting the stamp. You won. For instance, people applied last year, they won. Results came out in May. Once the results come out, there will be a form you need to fill. And that instruction is also included into the form, the email in PDF, that you have won, this is your case number, and then you will be given what you call Kentucky Processing Center. It's called the KCC. Kentucky is one of the states here in the United States of America, so where they process the green card lottery. So there will be email address of official email address of KCC, their phone number in case you have any problem. Then there will be a link about what steps after winning the green card lottery. Then there will be a link about if you want to go through, you have to fill the DSC 260. DSC 260 is a Department of State form number 260. Department of State form number 260 is one of the most famous forms. It's just a visa application form. If you are a student, for instance, or you are coming as a tourist in the United States of America, you are applying for F1 visa, you are applying for B1 visa, you are going to fill the form. Is called DSC 160. But if you are coming as a green card holder, you are filling form DSC 260. 160 is non-immigrant visa. Because you are one green card, you are becoming immigrant in the United States of America, so you are filling the form 260, immigrant visa form, Department of State 260. So it's just a typical, is a visa application form. On that form, there are things you need to be very careful. Number one is to determine your eligibility. Your eligibility means when you are applying for the green card lottery, you said you have master's degree. You have to indicate which school did you go. So you have to fill the level of education you said you have at the time of application. Or if you have gone further, if you said you have bachelor degree, but at the time the results came out, you already have master's degree, then you put master's degree and you put the school, year of your graduation, things of that nature. So you put education, and there is when you're going to put your work experience. Where did you work? So in case you put work experience, but you have already high school and above, they will not require any documentation to prove of your work experience because you have high school and above. But in case you don't have high school, you'll put there your primary school, that's where you ended, or you put you are just junior high school level, but your work experience will come also with the documentation when you are called for the interview to prove that you have minimum of high school level of education or work experience of 2 years. So that's one. The second part, that will determine your eligibility. The second part is, even part of the eligibility, you said you were single at the time of applying, but the child, you got married before the results came out. You are allowed to put your wife, the name of your wife, and the information of the marriage on the form. So if anything changed in your status, you got married, you put your spouse information, that means you'll come along with your spouse. If you have a child is born after you applied and before the results, then you can add the name of the child. But in case you applied as a single, and you applied as a single and married without kids, but you in the real life you are married and you have kids, if you put your kids there, you are going to be disqualified because you lied at the time of application. So they are going to disqualify you. So meaning, when you are going to apply, if you have kids, find the photo of your kids. I know some people, they might be having, maybe they are separated, they have conflict, they cannot get the photo. It's better not to, I don't know. If you put it there, you don't have a child, and at the time of filling DSC 260, you put I have a child, and the child is 5 years old, and technically was born, even the time of applying, the child was there, you are going to be disqualified. That is one thing you have to know for sure. Okay, so after that, there is another part which determines your eligibility, your criminal record, things of that nature. There is a form, you have to put your address where you have lived from the age of 16 up to now, things of that nature. But one most important thing on that DSC 260 is you have to put the address where you'll be living in the United States of America. So this is another thing which makes other people very difficult to come to America through green card lottery. Where are you going to live? That is the question. Is the US government going to give you the place to stay? Hell no. This is not a socialist country. And you are not coming here as a refugee. They don't give you anything. They give you green card lottery. They status to come here to work, to live here. But if you want to be homeless, it's up to you. So you have to find a person, a friend, a person like a relative. If you don't have, I don't know where you're going to get that person, but you have to get a person in the United States of America where you'll put the address to indicate that I'll be living in this address. The purpose is not you are going to really live in that particular area, in that particular house. The purpose, number one purpose, is they know you have a place to go to stay in the US. But secondly is, where are they going to give you the green card? Because once you apply for the green card at the US Embassy, they don't give you the green card. They are going to give you the immigrant visa stamp on your passport. Then you come to America. After arriving in America, within the first month, you'll get the card sent to that address you indicated. But you are allowed to go to live in another place, arriving there. So that is something like that. So you fill that form. After filling the form, you fill the form. When do you fill the form? You see the result today. You know you have a person in America. Fill the forms as soon as possible. Make sure that you fill the forms as soon as possible. Don't wait. Results come out in May. You are going to fill the forms in September. Okay, within a month or two, but just fill the form as soon as possible. Because if there is anything, you can just be able to solve it before time goes by. Because you might have a number, might be your number, maybe 751 number, case number. So that means with that kind of number, in a very short time, you'll be in a position to be called for the interview in October. So you need to process your things as soon as possible. So once you feel everything is going to the Kentucky, everything you are done, you wait. You'll be getting notification of the email. When are you going for the interview? But even if you don't get notification, if you sign in on the same website, you fill the form DSC 260, you'll be able to see if there is a second notification, second letter for you for the further process of the visa interview schedule date. So as I said, you can go to be going to the Google search each month and you are going to put their visa bulletin. They will tell you what the visa bulletin number they are going to process at that time. They can say, now we are processing up to 15,000. So that means if your number is within 15,000, you know my interview will be in March, for instance. So if it is in March, at least 60 days before that, or even at least 50 days before that, or kind of that, you'll get the notification. The notification will indicate when are you going to have interview and where, which country. And the country for the interview is the country you're going to put in the DSC 260. So it doesn't matter where you live in Egypt, wherever you live. The point is you are going to fill that form and you indicate where do you want to be having the visa interview. So where you get the visa interview, you might be maybe someone from one country and live in another country, but you can be going to take the visa interview in another country. So you have to indicate on your passport, on the form where you are going to fill, when is the visa interview, where do you want to go to conduct your visa interview. So that is one of the most important things to note that one. So up to that moment, you don't pay anybody. You don't pay a dime to anybody, even a single coin. No. At that time, you just fill the forms, relax. Once you get the notification that you are going to for the visa interview, maybe US Embassy in Tanzania, for instance, on this date, two things they need. Sometimes they might require before. I've seen like some people that have been requested before, but two things they requested. One, you have to get the police clearance record to get your criminal record. Secondly, you need to do a medical test. The medical test, you don't just go to any doctor. There are certain specified hospitals and certain specified doctors in that country who are affiliated to the US Embassy or contracted by the US Embassy to be able to conduct that kind of medical. So that medical test, even for me, who I was in USC, I was USC before, and when I was applying to what we call adjustment of status to become a permanent resident, you have to take the medical test. And they're not going to test the HIV. So they're testing tuberculosis and some other diseases, whatever in general. But in the end, how much does that cost? It depends to country. But in most cases, it is starting from 300 to 500. So that is what you pay to the doctor. They'll give you the envelope which is sealed when the results come out. The police record, then you'll get it is sealed. Don't open those. You take those one along with the printed DSC 260 form you filled and some other information and the photo and the other things on your interview date. On the interview date, you go with 330 US dollar. 330. 330 US dollar is the visa fee for immigrant visa for green card. So that amount of money, cash, you pay at the US Embassy. That's what I'm saying. Don't pay anybody, Montgomery, whatever those emails you get from email, whatever you send me, the wire transfer me through Western Union. US government doesn't own the US Western Union. So you are going to be scammed. You pay at the US Embassy. So you go with the letter of notification, you are the winner. You get the second letter. You have the DSC 260 you filled. There are certain barcode you have to print out, the photos, your passport, medical form, which is still sealed, police clearance record, which is sealed. You take it to the US Embassy. Then you are going to be doing interview. So let me give the big distinction here. Many people confuse between immigrant visa and non-immigrant visa interview. Many people don't confuse their experience in applying or hearing about, oh, I was going to visit someone in the US, or I was going to become a student in the US versus green card lottery, or getting immigrant visa through a lottery system. When you are going to the visa interview, like a student visa, you are going as a tourist visa, those kind of visas, they have very, very tough questions. Why? Because you are coming to visit to America, you must go back to your home country. You are coming to America as a student. After finishing, you have to go back to your home country. So most of the questions, there will be the consular wants to know, how are you going to go back to your own country? And they want to prove, you have to prove to them you will not become here illegal. You will not extend your visa status. You have to, when finishing your visiting, you will come back to your home country. So that's where the bank statement comes in. That is where you have to show your financial in general. That is where you have to show that I have maybe a piece of land, I'm married, I have kids, I have whatever. You have to show the affiliation, what things will take you back to your own country. So the visa interview is tough to give that kind of proof. If you are going to be as a student and you are going to pay for your own, okay, you have to prove you have money to pay. So that is another thing. But on the other side, one, Green Card Lottery is a US program, so they know the program. So they cannot request, show me this program is not a scam. What is their own program? But if you are applying for a school, okay, is this a school? Did you apply, or is just a scam, just a way to go to America? Second, in the Green Card Lottery, because it's immigrant, you are coming to become a permanent of the United States of America. So the consular will never ask you, when you go to America, are you coming back to your home country? No, because you are going to be permanent of the United States of America. So they cannot ask you a question about, prove to me that you are so much patriotic, prove to me that you like your country so much, show to me bank statement, show me the piece of land you have that will be coming back to your home country. They don't need those kind of proof, because you are going to America to stay there on a permanent basis. You are becoming permanent resident of the United States of America. So they don't need for proof to show that you will be coming to your home country, which is a vastly different from saying that I'm going as a student, I'm going as a tourist. So those are two things different. You see? Then, from that moment, from that difference, from that distinction, you see the nature of the interview. So I know I've been heard from other people, they're asking me questions. Oh, so I have to prove that I'm not going to be a burden in the US, so I needed to have someone to... No. Basically, if in the Green Card Lottery, you don't need to prove about bank statement. That's how it is. And I've helped thousands of people. Why? Green Card Lottery is a vast different process from green card through marriage. By green card through marriage, someone is going to sponsor you. The Green Card Lottery doesn't need a sponsorship from someone in America. Green card by marriage, someone who you are married to has to sponsor you, to petition for you that this is the person, is my wife, my husband, I'm an American citizen. So I have to prove that this person will never be a burden to the United States of America financially. So that means this is my bank, this is my social security number, these are my tax return for the past 3 years, and this is my income. There must be income, the poverty line ratio. You must have income poverty line ratio. Maybe if you have 2 kids or 2 dependents, this is the amount of money you need to have in order to sponsor someone. So those kind of information, they are not needed for the Green Card Lottery. And if they want, the consular wants that, they will tell you at the US Embassy, but not just start like going crazy, things of that nature. Go to the visa interview. The difference from immigrant visa and non-immigrant visa, if you're going as a student, you don't have enough documentation, they will tell you, go back and it's over. They don't give you the visa. If you want again, you'll go to apply again. But for the Green Card Lottery visa, if you don't have any information, for instance, they say we need 1 more documentation in order to process, they will tell you, okay, go and bring this documentation within 2 weeks or 10 days, 10 business days. In that case, if they tell you that way, you are going to bring, you are not going to pay extra money, you are not going to pay to start filling another form. You just submit those documentation and then they prove. The only way you will be denied the visa under green card is, for instance, you said you don't have kids, but at the time of filling the form, you showed you have maybe 3 kids. So that is one of the area they will deny you a visa. Or you said, for instance, you have master's degree, but in the end, you didn't even go to school. So those are the things they are going to make you not be denied or not be denied. But otherwise, if they require any other documentation, they will send you the email, or they will tell you, bring this documentation within this specified period. And I've seen many people. There is one friend of mine who was married, so they needed to prove, even if you have marriage certificate, they needed going to bring pictures and bring something like that. So we give you maybe 1 week, going to bring this information to prove that you are really married. So apart from the marriage license or marriage certificate. So those are the things they needed to do. So don't get too much excited. So these are the ways you have to do. Then if everything is approved, The process doesn't take more than 5 minutes. Usually it's just 2 minutes. Where are you going to stay in the US? Oh, I'm going to this state and this is the address I'm staying. Okay, congratulations by winning this one. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, come within 4 or 5 days. If you are going on Monday, they'll tell you come on Friday to take your visa. Once you take the visa stamp, it's put in your passport. There is another link you will be given. It's called the service, S-E-V-I-S, service. So you have to go to pay, before you travel to come to America, you have to go to pay, I think it's 210 on that website is online. I know many people in other countries, they say, how do I pay online? If you have a card, bank card, whatever country you are, the bank card with the MasterCard or Visa card can be used to do online transaction. You just go to your branch and ask, say, I want to use this card to pay online something. They'll find a way to activate it and you can be able to pay something online. So you'll pay, I think it's 210 for the service. It's a certain kind of fee, kind of like to activate in the system in the US that, okay, I'm ready to come. So any day, just on the same day after getting the visa or any day, you can activate it, but before you fly from your home country. Because if you fly without activating that one, you end up at the airport and get back to your home country. Another thing is, when are you supposed to come to America after getting the visa? The visa will be put in your stamp, or the stamp is going to be put into your passport. You are given 6 months, 180 days to travel. So that is the time you need to travel. If you exceed those days, you are going to be not allowed to come to America. Your green card is going to be revoked. So on the day you got the green card, the visa, immigrant visa on your passport, you have 180 days, which is a 6-month period to come to America. Once you arrive in America, how does that work? For instance, I know, let me just do this especially for those who have never traveled international or come to America. If you say you are going to Colorado, you are going to North Carolina, you are going many states, the flight you are taking from your country, from Nairobi for instance, it doesn't just take you directly to North Carolina. It has to take you to the big airport. We call the port of entry. The first airport of arrival, the airport of arrival in the United States of America. Because Emirates doesn't go to all states. Qatar Airways doesn't go to everywhere. It goes to a few airports. So it will take you to New York, JFK. It will take you to Newark, New Jersey. It will take you to, for instance, Chicago. It will take you to San Francisco, Los Angeles. It depends where you are going. So if, let's say, you are going to Missouri, for instance, it will drop you maybe in Chicago, or drop you in New York, or in Washington, D.C., or in Virginia, I mean, in particular. Then you on the first port of entry, you'll go to the customs. On the customs, because you already have the visa, you are not a visitor, you are green card holder. So there will be a line we call US citizen, Canadian citizen, and green card holder. They have their own line. And the other line is the visitor's line. People are coming for other kind of visa. So once you are arriving, you will come to the line of green card holders, Canadian citizen and US citizen on their line. Once you go there, you'll be having given certain documentation you are going to show at the customs officer over there. We'll look on your documentation and then he will stamp and he will say, welcome home, welcome to the United States of America. That means this is your new home, you are arriving. From that moment, you put all your documentation, wherever, get into another flight, or if that is your final destination, you check your luggage, you just go out. Then your life in America starts. No one is going to give you the money where to stay, as I said. No one is giving you flight ticket money, it's up to you. No one is giving you money for food. It's a government-wise. If you have a friend who is going to give you that money, that's good. But no one is going to give you that kind of money. So what you do is just you go to place you are supposed to do. You are going to that address or wherever you're going to stay. Within the same week, go and apply what we call social security number. The number social security will be allowing you to work in terms because it is linked to benefits and tax and all other things. It's free. You go to Social Security Administration office. Each city has the Social Security Administration, almost, or just they will show on your zip code. You just find where the office is. You fill that form. You are going with your passport. They're just going to give you social security number. There are two types. I mean, there are two ways. The social security number will be given The card will be given, it will give you the number and your full name. It will not write with the authorization of DHS, Department of Homeland Security, because if you come as a student, your social security number will indicate there your work must be authorized by DHS, Department of Homeland Security. But because you come as a green card holder, you are allowed to work to any employer no matter how many hours you want. Different from the students who is supposed to work 20 hours per week on campus. Lakini wewe ukija kama, but if you come there as, let's say, a green card holder, automatically you just get the social security number without those words of with the authorization of DHS, Department of Homeland Security. So that is the big difference between the normal social security and the social security of people with the with the students and the other people with the H1 visa, work visa, things of that nature. But if you come as a green card, you are immigrant. The only way the difference between a green card and the citizen is very minor. I mean, they are minor, but they are big. You cannot vote in the US. You cannot work with the federal government. There are certain jobs you cannot have, like you cannot become police officer in many states. You cannot become FBI. You cannot go to join CIA. You cannot do like most of the federal job, like working the train station, Amtrak. Most of the post office jobs are federal, so you cannot work on those kind of jobs. But you are allowed to work on so many other people. So you'll get your card, social security card, within 10 business days. So technically 2 weeks, you'll get the card. So you have the card, and you'll be waiting for your green card. The card is the actual green card. But even if you don't have the actual green card, your passport with that visa, you are allowed to work. So you can start going to do some work without any problem. So you can start going to work, you can start finding a job. So it's your responsibility to find a job. So this is the part where you have to understand again. Don't assume because you have bachelor degree. Don't assume because you had been working for 5 years in your country. You have been working for 10 years. You can jump here because you are a bank manager at one of the big banks in your country. You can come here and just become a manager again. No, 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 no. Big no. Because you come here, you are starting again in most cases. Your job experience in your country do not translate directly to American context. In most cases, they want to call your supervisor direct here in the US and talk to them. Not to call your supervisor in Ghana at the time while it is morning here, it is night in your country, to call them. No, they don't have that time. They don't have their phone. They are not going to call international just to prove that way. So in most cases, you will start with the normal jobs. You can be working at the supermarket, you can be working at the warehouse. The jobs of that nature, you get maybe $8, $10, $50, $12 in most cases. So you will start with the normal jobs. So you can work even 2 jobs if you want. If you think that, okay, I have more time, I can work 2 jobs. At the same time, you have to start looking for the ways to apply for more jobs, for more professional jobs, depending with your profession. But in most cases, it will take time. Don't assume I'll come here from day one, I can work this kind of odd jobs, like working at these jobs, and then after that, because I have master's degree, directly I can become a manager of a certain store, maybe manager of supervisor somewhere. It doesn't work that way. You have to get work experience here first. So one of the way of getting good or better jobs in the US is to get your education here in the US. So depending, for instance, you study computer, you can come here and do some certification in computer, or you can do medical, or you can do some other certification or some other schooling here in the US. Don't jump from day one and getting loans for education and something. Just come, slow down, and look and see what you are able to do and what you want to do. And then you can go from there. Don't just jump because you'll end up having a lot of loans. Don't jump from day one and start getting some credit cards. You'll go bankrupt. You'll go so bad. You'll destroy your credit and you are going to destroy your life in the US. You don't need to come here with a green card, because coming here with a green card, you are starting from day one with the takeoff stage. Different from someone who is coming in the US with the visa. If I come in with another visa like a student, first of all, you have to move from F1 to green card. For you, you have started from day one, you are green card holder, so you are in the takeoff stage. So don't come here and start destroying, taking green card and taking the credit card and taking some loans. Don't just jump and do those crazy stuff. Don't come here and start drinking and driving. Don't come here and start beating women and children. You'll go to jail and your life will go to be miserable. This is the United States of America. Forget some of your cultural values in Africa or in your Latin America or Asia. I understand we have to embrace our culture, but there are certain things we cannot cross in the US. Number one, children, women. Never do that. Secondly, don't do drugs, especially do drugs and driving. We get used in Africa or other countries. You just go to the bar after work, you drink 10 beers and then you drive. Here you'll be in so much trouble. So there are certain things you have to stop. So it will take some time to come back to your feet. Okay, for the normal jobs, you can be working at the supermarket, you can be working at a convenience store, you can be working at these kind of jobs. You'll get money to survive. $2,000 US, 3,000, you'll get that one. But are you really going to have that kind of life for the rest of your life? At the time you get that money, you can go to school. At the time you get that money, you can get some skills. You get work experience. Then you can keep going. So just keep and have a good plan in order to succeed in the US. That's what I can simply say. And that is all about. So in the green card, no one is paying for your flight ticket. For the green card lottery, if you win, no one is going to pay where you stay. It's your responsibility. Come here, find a job. No one is giving you a job direct. Each city, they have the one-stop center where they help people to get jobs, how to write a resume in the American context, how to apply, how to do the interview. Those are the services for free government is providing. If you want, you can go to those areas and learn and do those things. There are centers you can know, like free internet, you do the application. Those are the centers, their services are available for free. So it's up to you. It's just how you can get out, go and wash toilets, whatever, what you care about money at that time. Then you start choosing the job, starting becoming selective. Once you have experience, once you have education here, you can be selective of jobs. But at the beginning, don't select anything. What cares is just each hour I'm doing, how much money do I make in this hour? That's what I can say. Unless otherwise you come with it, you are very successful. But if you come as young, like when I came to America, I didn't care much. What I care is I want to get money legally. I have to do 1, 2, 3. I do those kind of things, and then I get paid. So you get the money, you get the apartment, is up to you how to kind of start the life in the US. So that is overall how to get, once you get a green card, what happens after getting the green card. So it's not just a slam dunk like today, I won today, there is just come out, you know for sure, okay, it's a guarantee US I'm going. What if you lied about certain information? You are terrorists. They cannot give you the visa even if you won the green card lottery. So there are so many other things you have to go through in order to come to America. But the visa interview itself is simple. So how much money do you need in total for the process? You need at least between $300 to $500 for the medical. Most cases like $5 to $10 for the for police clearance record, $330 for visa interview, or for the visa fee. So it's medical, up to you. So let's say you pay medical $400, then you pay $330, which is for the visa itself, visa fee. So that makes like $730. Then you have to pay $210, which will make it like $940. So $210 is for the service fee, is called you activate something, and then your flight ticket. So those are the things you need to have. But the first one, apart from the flight ticket, you pay medical doctor, you pay the police to get those information, and then the US embassy. And the visa fee, flight ticket is when you want to fly. Once you get the visa, you have 6 months to get the flight ticket. So that will be something else you can do later. So once you arrive in the US, you are permanent resident of the United States of America. It doesn't mean you are not allowed to go back to your home country. You can come here, get the card, next week you can fly back to your home country. But you cannot go to live in your country for the full year without notifying the United States that this year will not be in America. There is a called advance parole you have to fill if you want to live for that extended time. But if you are going for 3 months, 4 months, you can just go and come back. There is no problem at all with that. So that is the green card. It is one of the most important documents here in the US for you to live and work without any particular problem. But what if you want to become a US citizen? If you want to become a US citizen with a green card holder, you have to wait for at least 5 years as a green card holder. And if you want, you can apply to become a citizen. It's not a must to become a citizen. The card you are given is 10 years. After every 10 years, you can renew. So there is no process of interview. There is no process of anything. You just go, you fill the form, then they can send you another card. So after every 10 years, they send you another card. So it's not like you have to go to another, like you tell me they have to interview me, they have to do any crazy stuff. No. But if you want to become a citizen from 5 years, any year from there, you just fill the form, you take a small test, and then after taking the small test, it's called the English test and the civics test. Then you become a US citizen. I did that. It is very, very easy. 10 questions. You have to get at least 6 out of 10. Once you reach 6, you got all. They can stop the interview. There is no need. You have to do that. So it's very simple. The civics question, branches of government with the president, things of that nature. They are easy questions. If you did your civics, politics, just simple, and there is American history, you are given material to study and just learn about it. So those are the things you need to know about what happens after winning the green card lottery. It is a long process from there, but it is a worthy process. So, sorry, it is a very long audio, but I'm sure I had to make this one so that I can be able to break down all these kind of situations to make it easier for you to be able to not to ask questions like which I can be able to explain in general, because I use much of the time to answer individual questions, to answer individual people. But this way I can be able to answer all of the questions at one time. I'm sorry it is a long audio. Please share this audio to your friends and colleagues. And I ask you kindly, please subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, when I post the new items, new videos, new audios, you get direct notification, and that makes me happy. Okay, so all the best in the green card lottery, and all the best in your entire life. And if you win, welcome to the United States of America. And this is EBM Ernest Boniface Makulilo. Goodbye.